So everybody that comes in gets a card and a pen, and they fill out the answer to 3 questions that are all pretty deep questions. And there's telephones in the audience, so that if I call one of the answers that you've written, people stand up in the audience and go to a phone, and I have a conversation with them in front of the audience.
How'd you come up with this idea? What's happening with this tour right now? You're doing a solo show. Did John Mayer inspire you to do this? Like, why are you playing these shows solo?
This is really wild, and one of the most punk rock things I think I've ever done, because it's I've always been kind of against just a solo show because I didn't know why that would be better than going with a band. Like, I've seen other people do it, some of my friends have done it, and I've been largely unimpressed, to be completely honest. With
Me too.
oh, I would rather just see the band. Dude.
Yeah.
What are we doing? This is like a pretty wild experience. So everybody that comes in gets a card and a pen, and they fill out the answer to 3 questions that are all pretty deep questions. And then all those get put into a chest, and I bring them out when I walk out on stage. And there's telephones in the audience, so that if I call one of the answers that you've written, people stand up in the audience and go to a phone, and I have a conversation with them in front of the audience, and everybody can hear. And then we sing songs in between and after these interactions that I'm having with people. And it's been really powerful and pretty moving, and like, it's been wild. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done, honestly. It's so different than it's definitely not like, oh, Andy's just sitting on a bench singing some songs. It's like a whole thing. And I do spoken word poetry, and there's stories and there's songs. It's like a different kind of a night.
How'd you come up with this idea?
Mostly out of the desire to make something really special as opposed to just singing songs. Like, I just really didn't want to just have it be just me at guitar singing songs. Like, I could have done that, I guess, but a lot of, like, when I throw these full band shows, there will be moments where I'll do spoken word poetry, and I've got a lot of feedback. It's like, oh man, we'd like more of that, actually. And so then I kind of tailored this new thing towards that. Yeah.
Wait, so what are the questions that are written on the card, or do you have to come?
Oh, you want to play along a little bit?
Yeah, let's play along.
I'll put you through it. Okay, so one of the questions is, name someone who has saved your life physically, mentally, or spiritually.
Okay. I have a person. There's a movement coach. His name's Bob Latta. He was a professor at college. I went through severe physical tendonitis issues with my hands, and I spent years with him while I was in college, and he totally changed my physicality.
Oh, that's awesome. So then I would ask you that, and then I would ask, everybody would probably applaud you for sharing that and feel closer to you because you'd be a stranger. But now I'm like, oh shit, that's really cool. Thanks for sharing that. And then at the end of sharing like 6 to 8 of those, then I'll play a song called Save My Life. And everybody's like in a zone, and it's super cool. One of the other ones is, write down an act of service you've done for someone else.
I don't do anything for anyone, Andy.
I don't believe you. You have to answer it. What do you got?
What was the question again? Something I did for someone else?
An act of service that you've done for someone else.
Well, recently there was a college kid who was trying to figure out how to get into the music industry. Not that I know how to get into the music industry, but somebody connected him with his son. Someone was like, "Would you mind talking to my son who's trying to get into the music industry? Just graduated college." I spoke to him for an hour.
Gave him some time. Yeah, that's real. That's real. Okay, this next one's like kind of heavy. So you're in with me now. So we're gonna do this.
I'm fully committed with you right now. The good thing is it's my show, so I can cut any of this out if I want
to.
But
so no,
we're gonna leave
write down the name of someone that you deeply love that has passed.
See, I'm thinking about all the people in my life who have passed away, and I'm trying to think which is the one that.
You can pick anyone. There's no hierarchy.
I mean, my grandmother for sure. She passed away most recently. Yeah.
So then, if I was on stage and I called. You would have written down her name, and I called it. You'd stand up, you'd go to a phone, and I'd say, finish this phrase for me, like you're talking to her on the phone. I hope you're proud of me for it.
I think playing music, because she got me my first guitar.
She did,
yeah. Her and my grandfather got me my first guitar for a birthday present, and I always think about that. And she also bought me my this isn't even about me, but she also bought me my first really good acoustic guitar when I graduated high school.
Yeah.
And I play that guitar. It's still my go-to acoustic guitar. I just had it on tour. I just played a gig with it a couple weeks ago. And I would want her to know that she's still inspiring me to play music.
Sick. Okay, and then the next one is I want to thank you for.
Well, that I want to thank her for those guitars because she got me my first
Those are
guitar.
good.
So I probably would have figured out another way to get a guitar, but she made it easier
She
because
made
she
it
got me
easier.
that first guitar.
Yeah.
And she got me an acoustic guitar, which I really desperately needed because I only had an electric. So I needed an acoustic guitar, and she got me that. And she spent a lot of money on this acoustic guitar for me. So it was really,
Grandma. Yes,
I fucking
grandma.
know. So it still is like an incredible acoustic guitar that still serves me every single day that I need an acoustic guitar.
Oh, it's so good. Okay. Third one is one thing I always admired about you was.
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, she was a great painter. She was an artist. She wasn't a full-time artist, but she was a hobbyist painter, and she
Yeah,
could really paint in
that's
a
dope.
watercolor and an oil. And
I
she
love
really
it.
and she actually did a couple of portraits of me and my
Did
siblings.
she?
Yeah, she did.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And then I would
Yeah.
close it with I feel your presence most when.
It's really though when I'm playing the acoustic guitar, which is I've said that a couple
Yeah,
times, but that's the honest answer because that's really it.
yeah.
I don't the first guitar she got
So
me, I
sweet.
don't that's at my parents' house. I don't really play that often because it's not the most playable, but the acoustic
Yeah,
guitar is a real instrument that I'll have forever, hopefully.
super cool. So the idea that everyone like that was just so interesting for me. Everybody's story, if you ask them the right question, is like fascinating. And so there's been a lot of that happening out on this wild ass one man show, and it's been really really cool.
Do people know that's what they're signing up for with the tour? Because I was looking online at the website, I was reading the one man show, and I missed all of this. So do people when people show up, are they totally surprised
No,
that that's what they're in for?
not really. They don't fully know, but I haven't gotten a lot of complaints. People that come are like pretty pumped by the time they leave.
No, I think such a cool idea, and I think what you're saying is right that most of the time the one man show is disappointing, but this kind of gives it a
Yeah,
totally different flip.
yeah. Like I've just been to them before, and you show up and you're like, okay, what are we doing? And they're like, I'm just gonna play the songs. Like, oh, all right. That's how I've left most of them. Not
Yeah,
shitting on anyone, but I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do that. I want it to be like, what can you like? I think of it like it's like a bus when you go with your band and everybody that's a little bit hard to turn quickly. And when you go by yourself, you're on like a bike that you can go into alleys and do any like whatever weird shit you want. Yeah.
I think this is such a great idea for a tour. Are
It's
you
really it's been wild.
how long are you going to do this? Because the tour dates go through the end of the year, but are you going to do this? Are you going to incorporate this into your tour forever now?
We'll see. I mean, I'm pretty pumped to head back to the other way of doing it for this record because I made the record for a long time and seeing that come to fruition sounds really fun. But I don't think this is done because people are really enjoying it, and there's got to be probably be some more of this happening.
Does this make it easier to tour as well? Like your setup has got to be light, right? There's no
It's pretty
band,
light.
there's
There's
no
one
crew.
bus, one. I have a guitar player with me who's just like setting the mood while people are sharing, which is cool. And yeah, but it's a little bit. It's like it's just yeah, smaller, but like heavier and cooler. Different, very different. Like when I'm done with the band show, I can't go to bed for like 3 hours because I'm so pumped and
Yeah,
psyched.
right, right.
When I end the show, I go directly to sleep.